Number one factor, anyone comes to you for consulting in business.
Don't waste money on trying to look like a success. Bro, do 1, 2, 3. This is why I'm here, to tell you what to do.
Why do businesses start if they don't know how to sell?
When I have $1, how much can I lose?
Smaller businesses, they will take trends more quickly than the bigger businesses.
10 hours to take 3 photos. There is something you don't understand about the camera.
I went to pitch to an investor. In 12 minutes, I still can't understand what your app does.
Ease of use gonna make you millions. Apple Pay is the most useful thing in the world.
What do you think right now where AI is?
Does Mr. Beast use AI to do his videos? Nobody wants to do sales today. Sales is so old. But does sales work? That's the question.
You feel richer than you are.
Never have money available. Creative blockage, like, dude.
We finished 20 podcasts, 20 episodes.
Wow.
This is the 23rd. We shot
Wow.
2 before this. So 23rd episode. So we're really proud of ourselves.
Yeah, 20. I think like 95% of all podcasts die after episode 3.
Right. And 99 after 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is like top 1% now.
1%.
Yes. It is like by statistics.
Yes,
This
inshallah.
is good. Persistence is the hardest thing ever.
Absolutely, absolutely. All rolling?
Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso,
Mr. Ahmed, welcome back to Brew with Abdu. This is the second episode.
Thank you so much for inviting me back. I love it. Thank you.
Same here, the pleasure is ours. You're the first guest coming again on the show.
Yes. I hope it's not the last. I hope I do a good job today.
Absolutely. You were on fire even before the podcast.
Thank you.
So let's bring the fire again.
Yes.
We were talking about some topic, and then we saw that there was a lot of value in that topic. So we immediately started the podcast.
Sure.
We were talking about, I asked you a question, why don't you partner with the companies that you consult with so that you can be long-term with them, working with them in the company? So you had some answers. Please
Yes.
go ahead.
Consulting, honestly, like maybe because I started my own company before I work in a consulting firm. So I had to discover how consulting can be successful. So I have done so many things. I make you pay for hours, and then we do meetings. And when your hours are done, you are done. Did not turn out to be successful. I tried to charge per meetings. So you buy 5 meetings. Not successful. So one time I tried to do partnerships. I said, okay, why don't I go in 20% partnership in your company, and in exchange we do 2 weekly meetings. This one also was not successful. Why? Because at the beginning, when you're trying to take off and take the company off, people love it and they really appreciate your role. But once like they plateau, they say like, why is he even in the company? Like he's not doing anything.
Right.
We're doing all the weekly and daily operations and work really hard. And the guy just comes twice a week in a meeting and he tells, you should do this. And you did not do a good job this week. I want you to work even harder. And he leaves and he did not even do anything.
Right.
So partnerships in this scenario proved not to be successful. This reminds me, you know of who? You know, record companies, they find a new singer.
Right.
They say, you got a good voice, you probably got a good charisma, but you know what? We're going to give you the machine, the production, the recording, the studios. We know the people, we can put you on TV, we can put you on radio. We're going to make you the biggest thing ever, right?
Right. Right.
But what do they do with this new singer? They say, buddy, 10 years contract. You cannot leave. And if you want to leave, we got to take a lot of money.
Yeah, they choke them.
They choke them. And we, as outsider, we think like, those guys are the worst. Yeah. I mean, like, why are you doing this to the young guy? Like, he's a star. Let him, like, fly.
Right.
But we never think of the company owner, the studio owner. Like, dude, I found this guy in the streets. He had a voice. Thousands of other people have voices.
Right.
I made him a star. Like working with him, and now he want to leave because he's already a star. Like, hell no, you're not gonna leave him, buddy.
Correct.
You're gonna stay here, and we're gonna milk you for 10 years, and after 10 years, do whatever you want. So there is also a logic, if we put ourselves in their shoes, that hey, yeah, I made you the star. Maybe I need to make some money from you because I have bills to pay. I have a company. I want to make money as well. So doing those partnerships with people in companies proved not to be very successful. Because even if I want to tie them down, maybe I did not know how to do it as perfect as those studios to milk those companies. But because when I do 20%, I'm minor owner, not major.
Right.
So I cannot be a decision maker. I'm still working on trying to convince you. And you say like, no, Ahmed, I don't think you're right. I'm like, no, please let me explain. I don't want to do explaining.
Right.
Bro, do 1, 2, 3. This is why I'm here, to tell you what to do. You should not do the thinking. You should not do the decision making. You should not do the planning. You should only do the execution. And this is probably for it to be successful, I need to move in with major shares, major ownership. And now, as I'm speaking, I think about it. Even if I do 60% takeover, right? Guy has 40%. He says, oh, you're a major shareholder now? Yes. Good. I'm going to go sleep for 2 years and come back. Hopefully we have a good company.
Right.
Because if he leaves, what other options do I have?
Correct.
But to work hard to make it successful, because it's my money as well.
True.
When looking over all this, I think once I have enough money to take over a company, I'd rather take over 100% and put a guy that I trust and I think is successful to run it, even if not the past owner, and I just own it 100%.
Right.
And maybe even if you're like very successful and you say, hey, Ahmad, I'm not going to sell you 100%. You can only have 80 because I want to keep it 20 because I know you can make more money and I want to make part of it. I might say, okay, good. But I'll be the decision maker. I'll pull in a CEO and the guy would run it. And you say, I don't care. I'm going to Hawaii. Good. You know,
Right.
because I still can't control the growth and the profitability.
Correct.
So as I'm moving forward, I'm still discovering what is the best way to do consulting for medium enterprises in Kuwait and the Middle East. And I think now I'm in a phase where I'm more focused on seminars, but I know this should improve and grow and change in the future if I want to continue to go upward in an upward trend.
Right.
But if I'm going to stay the same, then I'm probably like
Correct.
in no
Right.
time.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of my next steps after the summer and how to expand the market share.
What is the number one factor that anyone comes to you for consulting in a business?
90%, 85%, 90% of the time, how to increase sales, how to make more money. 10%, 15%, how to organize the company internally. So here's the thing. The only reason you need organization and management training, blah, 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 is because there is so much work and you cannot handle it, right? If you have one client per day, then you can hire anybody and not give him any training and he's probably going to be fine.
Right.
But if you have 100 people coming in or 100 orders coming in and you have to deliver them, so you need receiving, putting the order together, making a plan for the drivers and the drivers going in and you're following up with drivers. So there's a lot of operation.
Correct.
So operation is the results of sales. So without sales, there is no operation. So there is no need for organization.
Right.
So most people did not do step one right, getting sales. So there is no business in management or organization. They don't even need it. They're not
Right.
there yet. But so 90% are here. 10% did sales correctly. So now there is internal problem and organization problem. And now they need help with organization. But most people are not even there yet.
Right. So operations is like, in order to retain the clients, you need proper operations, proper organizing. So that is also an essential part of the company. Even if you do sales right for the first time, the customers might not keep coming back if your operations fails.
100%, because if bad quality, I take a long time to answer you, a long time to deliver to you, then you're probably going to have like a bad opinion about us and never come back.
Correct.
But I'd rather you have a terrible opinion about me than to have no opinion. At least you know me.
Correct.
You know?
Absolutely.
So most people are not even known. And they were like, what if people have bad opinion? But they don't. But who are you? Right?
Exactly.
But
right.
when you're like successful, you want to maintain that image.
True. True.
Like I remember I was watching a podcast for Larry King. Larry King is a fantastic human being.
Absolutely.
Like I love him. He's a genius, but he died. But I was watching him and he says he was looking for like to do radio jobs. So he said, I'm afraid I'm going to go and knock the door on the radio stations and I'm not going to know what to do or what to say. And I'm going to burn my bridges. As in like I would lose the opportunities. Those people will think I'm a bad person or not good enough. His uncle told him, Larry, you have got no bridges to burn. You don't even have a bridge. What are you worried about? Burn all the bridges you want. At least get one bridge successfully, and you will have a job. You only need one job.
True,
Like
true.
burn 100 bridges, make it successfully once. So most people, I think, they are over concerned about their reputation and less concerned that nobody knows them,
Right.
because they know themselves. They think everybody knows them. It's a delusion.
True. Absolutely. That's absolutely true. Well, I don't also understand why do businesses start if they don't know how to sell. I think that is the first thing that an entrepreneur should do is know how to sell. Even if you're making some sales, but you're not able to grow, you're not able to multiply, that's where you can come in as a consultant. But if you can't even make some sales, I think you are not fit to be an entrepreneur.
1,000%.
Yeah.
But I think most people don't realize this until they have already opened a business. You know, some mistakes are so silly and so stupid, but you don't realize them until you do them. And you're like, why did I do this? That was the most stupid thing ever.
Right.
But before, 2 weeks ago, I was not even aware that it was a mistake. I thought, this is a genius idea.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Guy rents a showroom, 2,000 square meter, and he wants to sell furniture. And he only realizes that he did not even need 100 square meters.
Correct.
But when? After 2 weeks from opening.
Correct.
So it's gone. Money's gone, buddy.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is. Sometimes people need to make the mistake to realize it's a mistake, or they don't want to even to listen to other people until they're in pain and they're like, oh my God, actually this guy was saying this 2 years ago. Never realized this. Maybe sometimes it takes some pain or failure for someone to wake up and realize he needs help.
Right.
I don't know the secret behind that, but I have seen people not listen until they're in trouble.
Yeah. Also, I think it is more psychological that having a 2,000 square meter showroom looks way bigger in front of a public's eye than a 100 square meters showroom. So it's more of a display than it's what your company actually requires.
Yes. He is looking for respect.
True.
Saying like, hey, I want people to respect me. You know how people will respect you? When you're selling a table and he walks in 20 places and see your table in 15. I don't care if your showroom is 10 square meters.
Right.
Respect comes when you're winning.
Absolutely.
No matter how small you are. If you are the guy who sings in a corner in a street, but your voice is so good and people love you and there's a lot of crowd, you might be invited by the opera house and you say like $1 million or no deal. And they say, who are you? You sing for free. I know, but everybody wants to see me. Do you want to pay $1 million? No. Okay, good. Have a good day. And you can walk out and the shirt is like ripped off and it's an old pants. But because you're winning, everybody respects you. When you're winning, everybody wants to be your partner. When you're losing, nobody wants to be around you, no matter how much money you have.
Correct.
And this is why you see small people coming up and a big business owner wants to say, hey, why don't we partner up? Because maybe he has like 100 million, but 2 years ago he had 150.
Correct.
So he's in a downtrend.
Yeah.
And he sees you as a star going up and he says, oh my God, I need to partner up with a star, because he knows he's not a star today.
Correct.
He have lost his confidence because he continues to lose and he sees you winning.
Yeah.
You don't know he has been losing for 2 years. You think this is Mr. a lot of money, but he's not. Yesterday I had more than today.
Correct.
And you are Mr. I have 10 times more today than yesterday.
True.
So in terms of comparing relatively, where are you today to the past, you're 10 times bigger than him.
Correct.
In terms of winning. So he wants you. I was once talking to a guy, he's famous social media, had like financial problems. This is when I was just beginning. Like I had 2 months experience in consulting. It was a huge opportunity. I had maybe like 2,000 followers. He had 1 million. I was like, if I land this client, it is like game, set, and match, right?
Right.
Like tennis, like it's over.
Right.
He was like, I could see in his eyes, like, who is this guy? He's only have 2,000 followers. I have 1 million. Like,
Yeah.
who is this guy? And he kept losing and losing and losing and losing. And I kept like growing. I'm still not ahead of him. But if I compare my like past year,
Yeah.
I have done so much better. But this is not what I'm talking about. I told him, your problem is different than 99% of other people's problems. Your problem is you are offered partnership in 10 businesses every month. The problem for other people is for a whole year, nobody offers them one partnership. So for the other guy, he needs to say yes as soon as possible so he's in the game.
Right.
For you, you need to say no 99% of the time because most of these partnerships are not good enough
Correct.
for you to actually go in and put your time and effort in. So the winner has a different challenge than the guy who is losing.
Correct.
The winner needs to really see if this is a thing to say yes to.
Yeah.
The losing guy just needs a job, an opportunity.
Right.
Let me just show what I can do. Maybe I can help.
Correct.
So I forgot why I got here, but
It was about like when a small business is growing, it's growing exponentially, and the big business is not growing, but it's still big. So everybody thinks that the company is still very big.
right. So this is when it comes to sales. Maybe that's what I was talking about. Like once you get sales, yes, about the big showroom and the small showroom.
Yeah, yeah.
So don't worry about the big showroom. Worry about winning. And when you win, you get the respect you want, no matter how small you are. So don't waste money on trying to look like success. Be success, and it's for free, and you're gonna get all the respect, the blah 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 that you're looking for.
Correct. Also, when the company is small, they look for any kind of growth possible in order to grow their business from their current state. But if it's a big business, they will always follow the culture, the tradition, what they've been doing for the past 10 years. They will not revolutionize their strategies, their targets, and they'll still keep going the way they've been. But times change, markets change. Today, AI is coming. I have a question for you about AI as
Yes.
well. So the smaller businesses, they will take the trends more quickly than the bigger businesses. And I think that increases their growth exponentially.
Yes, I think when you have nothing to lose, you can do lose, big win, and like,
Right.
because when I have $1 in my bank account, how much can I lose? $1.
True.
And I wake up tomorrow, I'm like, I have another $1. Let me try. But if I have $1 million, I don't want to lose the $1 million.
Correct.
So I'm very like conservative. I'm like very worried. This is why you see small companies like me when I started, I took consulting jobs that are terrible, that I knew it was terrible. The client was terrible, but I had to say yes because I need to make money.
Correct.
As you grow, and I need to build a name, and I need to say I worked with 10 clients in the past year. I
Correct.
don't want to say I only worked with one.
Yeah.
So in the beginnings, you're willing to do things that you know are not maybe proper.
Right.
I'm talking like in terms of choosing client.
Correct. Yeah.
Who is your avatar? Who is your ideal client? Buddy, any client is my ideal client. You know, I'm broke.
It's about survival.
Yes, nobody knows me.
True.
If I'm a consultant, I need to consult. And if I have not consulted anybody for the last month, then I was not a consultant for last month.
Correct.
I need to consult anybody.
True.
So sometimes you would say yes to like clients you know are not going to be successful, but you need to do what you need to do.
Correct.
As you grow, you start to have filters like, can I really help you? I mean, is there really anything that you can get from this session? Maybe we should not do it. Maybe you should keep your money because I don't want to have in my record that you came in, paid, and did not get any benefit.
Correct.
But I can afford to do this because I had some success. But at the beginning, just pay me and say you did some work with me and it was a terrible experience. No problem.
Right.
So I think in beginnings, this is what differs people beginning. They can go wild
True.
from people up there. And for a guy who has been doing this, as you grow, maybe this is my opinion, could be wrong. As you grow, maybe you start to see where your energy should be directed. Like, don't waste a lot of energy on things that do not have a return.
Right.
Like, focus on what really will help you go big.
Correct. So you niche down more when you grow in your business. Yeah.
Or maybe there are some services that took so much time from you, but did not pay you well.
Yeah.
But you were doing them
eliminate
as a
that.
bonus.
Yeah.
You say, hey, I don't need to do bonuses anymore.
Correct.
My main service is good enough
Right.
that I can take the money. So you know what I mean? Like,
Correct. So your most recent seminar, it was ابدأ مشروعك صح.
yes.
Can you tell more about it? What was the content and the topic of that seminar?
So it is about starting your business right. How to start your business right. And I think this could be one of the most successful seminars that I have, and maybe it could be turned to a 1-year program that we do with companies starting to make sure at the end of the year they have all the fundamentals inside to be actually successful. I have noticed a lot of people who take big loans to start their businesses, they lose almost all their money because, number one, for example, if you can run a 5-people company, if I give you a company of 100, you might be in a state of confusion. Like, I don't know what to do with all these people.
Right.
Same guy, if I can only control 10,000 KD and you give me 100,000, I might be in a state of like, go crazy.
Yeah.
I might bring like, I want all the employees to wear purple suits, 500 KD each. Like, Ahmad, that's stupid. What are you doing?
Right.
No, I think it will give a unique customer experience. Like, this is someone who has so much money he does not know what to do with.
Correct.
He does stupid stuff, right? So, and what do these people do? They do the exact opposite of what you should do. So, what should a company do, right? Like, this is what we talk about in the seminar. The most important thing a new company needs to do is generate traffic and customer acquisition. You need people to know you. You need to get some attention. You need people to notice you. You need people to come by. They visit your page. They visit your website. You need attention. And from attention, some people will become interested. For example, if you talk about fishing and I don't like fishing, at least I notice you. Oh, you have a fishing page. Okay, not interested. Leave.
Yeah.
From the 1,000, maybe 200 are interested, and maybe they're gonna follow.
Correct.
Good. Now those interested, how do I make them pay? So I acquire them as a client, make them pay. So this is challenge number 2. Now, question: how many people do I need to get the attention? I need to get the attention of probably like 1 million, 2 million people. Now in the social media age, where you can do a viral video and get 1 million views, I would love to get like 1 million, 2 million, 3 million people to see me in a year.
Right.
And maybe out of them I could get 2,000 interested. And out of 2,000 interested, 20,000, sorry, I meant 20,000 interested. And from the 20,000 interested, I can probably get like 1,000 clients. And I will say like, wow, 1,000 clients. If each person paid me like $20 net profit, then that's $20,000 first year.
Correct.
Good year.
Correct.
How much did I spend? Preferably 0.
Right.
So the idea is, like, you know, there is a funnel, cold, warm, hot, whatever. Like, we want as many people to see us, to notice us, to have traffic. And then after we do this, and this is like marketing and blah, blah, blah. After this, we go in the selling phase where we should have a product to sell. This is one of the major mistakes I'll talk about in a second. Product to sell. And then we need to convince you, like, Abdu, I think you would love this. You like fishing. We have the best fishing line. I think it's new. It's not in the market. I need to see it. Did you see that video where I caught the big fish? This green line, it's like amazing for night fishing, blah, blah, blah. And maybe you say no, but I have 20,000 people to talk to. Correct. So maybe I can get 1,000 of them to buy. And then, boom, I'm in business.
Correct.
So we need to get traffic to customer acquisition, right? So marketing. When we get 1,000 orders a month, we will have a lot of chaos inside because we're trying to actually deliver those orders. Then we need some organization.
Right.
And maybe it's only me and you first in the business, and we're doing the 1,000 orders a month. But then we move to 10,000 orders a month because marketing is very successful.
Correct.
So, and we organized ourselves, but we're still not able to do 1,000 orders a week. So I tell you, hey, maybe we should hire 2 people. So step number 3 is hiring.
Right.
So marketing, and then we organize ourselves, and that's not enough. And then we do some hiring. And maybe we do some hiring, and we go back to marketing. Market. And then maybe we have 1,000 orders a day. And then we organize ourselves, and we hire ourselves. But now the place is not big enough. So what do? We need to expand the real estate. So real estate is step number 4. Step number 1 is marketing. Step number 2 is organization. Step number 3 is hiring people. And step number 4 is expanding your real estate. So you will never go near your real estate until the current place, the small place we started with, we have put so many people inside, And we're delivering so many orders that now the place is small. Now we expand. What do most people do?
Real estate first.
Real estate first.
Absolutely.
Hiring people second. We need some organization in place.
True.
And then, oh, I think our sales are zero. Maybe we should do some marketing.
Yeah.
But we don't have any money for marketing. And we don't know how to do marketing. And we have so many fixed costs that we need to pay every month in rent and salaries.
Yeah.
And before you know it, 8 months, we paid so much money. We have zero. Let's close business.
Yeah.
Why did you even waste all this money? Because you did the exact opposite of what you should have done.
This is so easy to understand, but it's difficult because you need someone like you to point this out in someone's life that these are the mistakes you're making. It's very easy to just reverse it, but it's very difficult to come to you to listen to it. I look at my life, I'm like, okay, these are the mistakes I've done countless times. And now that I listen to you properly in a very sequence, I'm like, okay, this makes so much sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I said it yesterday. Someone said, oh, this seminar is actually very simple. I said, I did not tell him this, but I said in my head, because it's good. You want it to be simple.
Absolutely.
The question is, have you done it? Is it simple?
Yeah.
People think the right thing is almost always simple.
True.
I believe this. If it's complicated, there is something wrong or there is something not understood.
Yeah.
It is the easiest thing to properly use a camera.
Right.
Because a camera was made to be easily used. If someone takes 10 hours to take 3 photos,
Yeah.
there is something you don't understand about the camera.
True.
It's not because you're dealing with the most complicated camera. No, you don't know how to use it. And I think this applies to almost everything in life. It is very simple. I think life is very, 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 very simple.
Right.
I think it's the most simple thing ever. But it's not easy.
Yeah.
It can be hard, but it's simple.
Yeah.
If I tell you walk 100 kilometers, just walk in a straight line, 100 kilometers. Simple, right?
Yeah.
You know how to walk. This is the straight line. Please walk.
Correct.
It's not easy.
not easy.
It might take you like 20 hours, but it's simple. And most life is simple. When I tell you market, organize, hire, real estate, you tell me, I did marketing for 2 weeks and nobody's responding. Yeah. It's the hardest thing ever. And I'll tell you, I understand. I'm in the same boat. But we're both at least in the right track, doing the right thing until we know how to do it properly.
Correct.
So it's simple, but it's not necessarily easy.
Right. I had a startup company in 2015 in India, and I developed an app which was related to shopping, offline shopping. I went to pitch my idea to an investor in Mumbai, and he was in his hotel. I went to his room and I was pitching my idea, and it took me 10, 12 minutes to explain him my idea, and he told me, stop. The idea has to be very simple. In 12 minutes, I still can't understand what your app does. If you can explain it to an investor who's experienced into investing in an app, how can you explain this to your customers who are going to download the app? This app is not going to work. That day was the day I realized that the simplest things are the best things in life, which you are saying right now. It's currently absolutely true.
Yes. And also, if you notice, the things you use are the most simple.
True.
Sometimes people talk to me about like home automation and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, this is too complicated for me. Yeah. Like, I don't mind opening the lights. I don't think I need to put all these systems.
True.
So through my phone, I open the lights. Like, I think ease of use gonna make you millions if you can utilize it.
Correct.
I think like there are things just because they're so easy to use, people just use them all the time, even if they're not the best.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure how to put this in context where someone can use it, but I forgot what it was. Yes, it was Apple Pay. I was telling my brother, Apple Pay is the most useful thing in the world. When it first came to Kuwait,
True.
I thought, this is the most stupid thing in the world. I already have my wallet in my pocket. Why would I need to use Apple Pay? It's like the same effort.
Yeah.
No, it's not, because now I leave my wallet in the car.
Yeah.
And I have my phone everywhere. And check, boom, check, boom, check. So just because it makes it easier, I use it every day now. I almost never use my wallet.
True.
and probably Apple in a way or another makes money from it or does not. I don't know, but these things, just because they're easy, they become very widespread.
Correct.
So ease of use is definitely one of them, and simplicity.
True.
And those are like really win.
Yeah, absolutely critical. In the last podcast that we had 10 months ago, you said that you don't see AI taking away a lot of jobs. I had asked you, do you think AI will replace jobs? And you said AI will not take a lot of jobs. And if AI is replacing you, you probably should be fired.
Yeah, or replaced.
Yeah. So,
I said fired.
So 10 months later, what do you think right now where AI is, and what are your thoughts on this?
Honestly, probably still hold the same viewpoint, because I still almost, maybe I'm like a dinosaur or whatever, I almost never use AI.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
Problem with trends, almost everybody acts like he understands them, and he wants to make you inferior because you don't understand them. And like, do you really understand this? Because the way you're speaking shows that you don't even understand it either. Like,
right.
I'm not saying I'm a genius, but it looks like we're in the same boat.
True.
So this reminds me, in Ramadan, I was like invited futur in my friend's house, and I was telling a guy, dude, I don't know about cryptocurrencies. Like, what are these?
Right.
What is Ethereum? Oh, you don't understand Ethereum. See, Ethereum is really needed because the network is stupid. And you need to understand, before you buy a cryptocurrency, you need to understand the project that is behind it. I'm like, what is the relationship between the project and the currency itself?
Right.
Oh, the currency is used in the project. Why? And how? And what is your part in the project if you own the currency? See, okay, first, cryptocurrency is encrypted. Okay, why are you repeating yourself? You did not answer the question. It was a very simple question.
Correct.
What does have XRP currency has to do with the software they have?
Yeah.
I still don't have an answer. And he said, oh, 2024, you don't understand crypto? You're a dinosaur. I'm like, you don't either. So why are you acting like you know?
Yeah.
But he bought some, and he's in the market, and boom, boom, boom. And now he needs to act like he know. I think a lot of people in AI like, use AI in your favor and don't let it replace you. Really? How? Do you use it in your job? What was the last thing you used AI for? I use it to see what was the best practices for HR in 2024. Couldn't you Google that?
Right.
And did you really use the answer in your work, or you just got the answer so you talk about it in a meeting? Like, who are we kidding? I mean, production, let's produce a product, let's market the product and sell the product, let's make the money, and let's invest the money, and this just like go up and up and up. And probably AI has a lot of work or a lot to offer. But me personally, I still don't know it. Right. And I have not seen people who use it to really exceed me.
Correct.
I have seen a guy who's like, how do you create 1 month worth of content in like 1 hour using AI? Say topics about management. And it gives the most mundane, boring, everybody knows topics.
True.
So I'm like, does Mr. Beast use AI to do his videos?
Absolutely not.
I still don't understand. Maybe I'm a dinosaur. Maybe I don't understand it. But I'm looking for someone who can teach me, you know?
Even in our work, we use AI just to research the topic, because we've seen whenever we ask for a script to AI, it's the most boring script. And when you read it, you feel like it's some robot talking, you know? It's not a human touch. There are no emotions. So we always take the research and then we write it in our own way. And then we compare. It's like, okay, what we've written is far better than what AI has written. So yeah, I mean, there's still time. And there are, I think, very specific professions where AI is very useful. So in terms of like design, I think AI is very useful, but it's not catering to every profession. Yes,
I agree. Like, you know, like we probably talked about the auto caption generation, and how they do a generative fill for like backgrounds.
Yeah.
This is I think is amazing.
Correct.
But who is using this? The specialist who was already working the job.
Correct.
I don't know how to use generative fill.
Correct.
I don't even know what is that, like Adobe. Which one
Yeah.
is that? I don't even know. so the guy is still doing his job
Right.
using AI.
Yeah. Even we don't use them. So we are in this field, but we still don't use those features.
Yes. So I think it's sometimes people overemphasize the new, regardless of what's useful.
Right.
I think maybe a guy who has the fundamentals in his business, say like let's say I have like carpenter workshop, who I have a database of clients who I call every month to check on them. If I'm using the same techniques with some improvement from 30 years ago, I think probably I can still be very successful and profitable.
True.
People are very, very temptive, or I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for. People very easily neglect and abandon the old ways just because they're old.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's an old way to do it. But is it successful?
Yeah.
No, that's very old. Yes, I know, but it's successful.
Yeah.
Why not continue to do it? Like sales. Nobody wants to do sales today. Sales is so old. Sales old. You need to utilize marketing. But does sales work? That's the question. So I think people are very easily abandoning old methods
Right.
for new methods, and sometimes in that abandoning, you abandon useful and successful methods.
True. In Kuwait, the current market is growing, and there's a trend that there's service-based industries are growing in Kuwait a lot, especially in the Gen Z generation. Why do you think that is happening in Kuwait?
I think this is global. I think service-based is increasing because the production is becoming more scalable to a point where 3 players can satisfy the whole market. I think 20 years ago, it is very hard for you to produce 100,000 chairs. Now it's much easier. So 20 years ago, we needed 20 factories. Now 2 can do the job.
Yeah.
Where is all the other people going to go? You cannot do manufacturing.
Correct.
Because the big guys have the economies of scale to do it very cheaply, so they produce all the needs of people. So I think I have this idea, I had it like 2 years ago. I think after some time, most people, like almost everybody, will work in marketing and entertainment.
Oh,
Almost everyone.
really?
Because production, I used to work in petrochemicals. They have a terminology called I think world scale. What was it? World scale? I think world scale. World scale means how big can we do the factory? So for example, let's talk about a chemical called ethylene. This is like basic product. So what you do is you put a factory. 10 years ago, the factory, the world scale, I think it's world scale, is 500,000 tons per year. 500,000 tons per year. Now, they reach 2 million tons per year.
Damn.
So one factory can do the work of 4. Good. How much did the demand grow in the last 20 years? Not 4 times. Maybe increased 30%.
Yeah.
Now, where are the 3 other factories going to go? They have to close down.
True.
Because the big guy took all the production that they do. So with industry going into this much scale and the humanity population is not growing as much, we cannot expect the same number of people working in manufacturing to continue to work, especially when we talk about commodities, very basic. We're not talking about a piece of art, right? Because if I produce basic chairs, massive production, I'm probably gonna close 9 factories and only 1 will continue.
Right.
But maybe you have a workshop that is producing artistic furniture. This is your work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is different. This will I can never replace this.
True.
But basic manufacturing, since the scalability is going so much up, the jobs, most of them will be marketing, art, entertainment.
True.
I added art because I realized it could be also.
Right.
So this is why I think more service-based is being produced, because the manufacturing is taking over other people. So those people have to move to the service-based jobs.
But do you think that the more necessity professions like carpentry, electricians, AC technicians, do you think those professions, the manpower in those professions will reduce over time?
Probably not.
No.
Like a profession like this could be needed forever, because no matter how automated the house is, you still need a guy to put in the system and to look at the AC and do the maintenance, blah, blah, blah. But in terms of manufacturing the lights and the ACs,
I'm asking in terms of the technician. Would I want to choose to become an AC technician in the future when I can become a marketer? Is the question I'm asking.
In this weather, I think AC technicians is going to be in demand. No, I think a technician like that would always make good money.
Okay.
But these jobs will stay, I think, and will be needed. But in terms of a technician in a factory, probably less, because it will be more automated using machines.
Right.
So a factory that used to hire 1,000 maybe would hire 100. But to be in the market, business to consumer, coming to the house, looking at the AC, I think that probably will stay the same.
Okay.
Just to grow with population.
Interesting. So maybe 1 year later, when we have another podcast, I'll ask you the question.
We'll see where AI is.
By the way, if you want to invest in real estate in Dubai, I have some contacts. If you want, you can let me know.
Yes. I put most of my money, Kuwait Finance House, Beit Tamwil. They have like real estate trust, like a fund.
Okay.
And it's a stock in the stock market. So I put all my money in that.
Right.
And they pay 5% a year. But they do it monthly.
Nice.
Some people are like, 5%? I know a place where it gives you 8%. I'm like, I'm just happy the money is not available, so I don't spend it.
Right.
Like, this is number one goal, not to spend the money, and to pay like monthly is very good. Maybe when there is enough, I would look into like those options because this stock, the problem with it is you can sell it and get the money 3 days later.
True.
This one, if I buy an apartment, they're like, Ahmad, what do you want to sell? We need to put in market. I don't know, 4 months, 6 months. We don't know. I'm like, no way. So I need to do what? Go in the market and make you money.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is what Grant Cardone says in his book, The Millionaire Booklet. He says, one of the principles, always stay broke. Never have money available. If I have 50,000 KD sitting in my bank account, someone says, I have a small business, I would like you to help me with organization. I'm like, maybe next year, you know? But if I'm broke, I'm like, where are you? What time is it? I'm coming. I'm on the way. This is the link. Pay me.
True.
So part of why I put money there is to have no money available. Right. So I have to go to the market and make new money.
Right. One of my friends, we did a podcast with him. He's a research analyst. He told that when you have money in your bank, you feel richer than you are. So maybe that 50,000 is not for you to spend right now. But when you don't have it, you know you're broke. You have to make a new money.
True. Yeah. I 100% agree. It's true. Like, and you get to feel so lazy, and you think like, I'm not lazy. I'm really tired.
Right.
You're not tired. You just have money. I feel I'm burned out. You're not burned out. If you did not have the money, I promise you will not feel burned out.
True.
You will feel like I need some money.
Right.
So I think a lot of people, like, there are some things when people say, I'm like, that guy has some money in his bank. I feel burned out. Okay. Meaning I have so much money. I cannot find any new ideas. I feel mental block. Oh, you have so much money. I feel I really need a break. Oh, you have so much money.
Yeah.
Like those all means he has money. Is that creative blockage? Like, dude, if you did not have money to buy food for your kids, you will have no blockage. Exactly. You will have customer, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's people now, I feel, I'm sorry to anybody who gets offended, are being so soft and so, I want a more painful word than soft. Like, they're become so lazy and soft and like, oh, I don't want to do this. I want to do this. I don't want to push myself.
Yeah.
Push yourself. But I don't want to do it. Who cares?
Yeah.
Do it anyway.
Yeah.
Who cares what you want to do?
Correct.
Who cares? Like, do you think my grandfather 7 years ago, when he woke up tired and he needed to make money to feed his kids, he said like, I think I have a mental blockage, a creative blockage. He was like We need to go get some work done.
True.
Why are we becoming so soft? Because we have, and I think this is one of the most damaging thing to a successful person, because he can afford not to work. He does not work, and therefore his success come to an end.
Yeah.
If you're successful and you have the luxury of having a very nice place to live and best food and best car and best company and in the best street, and you have like all these luxuries, please use them to be even bigger and create more opportunities for people who try to come up.
Yeah.
Don't just say, I have enough money to be lazy.
Yeah.
Like, I feel you have more responsibility to other people.
True.
To use all the power you have to create better future, better jobs, better. Like, don't just sleep and say like, oh, I don't need to work.
Correct.
Maybe you don't need to work for yourself, but you need to work for the kid who's 10 years old who might not find a job after 10 years.
True.
That you create 1,000 jobs, so you hire 1,000 of them. Like, I feel we need to pick up more responsibility. I think especially people who are very successful, rather than just feeling like, oh, life is empty.
Yeah.
Maybe you should say like, maybe I'm not taking enough responsibility for the society to help more people. And if I said I have to create 10,000 jobs in the next 5 years, no matter what, you might feel more energized because you're back in the game.
True.
And you have a challenge that you need to get done. So, just something to consider.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely. Like when I look into my life, my father had already built a business for us. And you could say that starting my life, I had an easier life. But I took this business, this profession as a challenge to myself that if I went into that completely, I would have an easy life. And I would not take more responsibilities on myself. And then, like you said, I would be lazy, I'd be depressed, I'd have mental health issues. But I took this challenge and I constantly, it's like a full day, 24/7 work. Like I manage my father's business, I manage this, do my podcast. So take more responsibilities is absolutely correct, yes.
Yes, I remember there was a rap singer, I don't know, maybe Kanye West, I don't know who. He said depression is a luxury. He said the guy who's broke cannot afford to be depressed.
True.
Because he needs to pay the rent and he has $2, Yeah. So I'm not saying it's a luxury. I'm not saying this, but I'm saying everybody can do better.
Yeah.
Everybody can work at least a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Me first. I'm not saying like I'm the person working hard. You guys are lazy. I'm saying like, you don't know how lazy I am. Sometimes I look at my days, I'm like, Ahmad, you're a terrible person. Like, you're wasting your life. But because you see how much you can do and how much you're doing.
Yeah.
It's stupid for me to compare myself to someone who's not doing as good as I am. And I'm saying like, oh, I'm king of the world.
Yeah.
I compare myself to how much I can get done. And I say like, wow, I wasted 3 hours on social media. How much I could have done in those. At least create the content rather than consume it. So I just think everybody can do better.
True.
Even if like 1%.
Yeah. Also, the rewards that you receive from fulfilling your responsibilities might lift you up from the depression, might lift you up from the mental health problems that you have.
True. I think work and being productive is one of the best things you can do to your mental health.
Absolutely.
Like physical exercise, and I think this is even like medical science. Physical exercise is one of the best things to your mental and physical health. Being productive, working, being around people, like doing stuff,
Yeah.
Like I think this is what makes people feel alive.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Ahmed, I had a lovely time talking to you, and I hope you enjoyed this session as well.
Yes, I did so much enjoy it.
So much value, and second episode we're finishing it now. And shall we book for the third one as well?
Yes, for sure. Schedule is open all year round, 24/7.
Also, I'm very glad that we had different topics that we covered in this session than what we did in the first one. I was kind of scared to a point that maybe I will repeat the topics, the questions that we discussed already. So I'm glad we didn't. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Thank you. Yes, I enjoyed it. I think we covered very nice topics, and it was good times as always. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.